Hey everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be doing the beginning of the year book tag. So this tag has been very popular recently, and I just thought I would do this tag, and I saw Heather from Bookables did this recently, and I try to remember which other booktuber did this recently, but I can't remember on top of my head, but it's mostly just another book tag that talks about your goals and stuff, which I'm all about that. So let's get to the book tag. With my hair there, I know I regret bangs, but I keep playing with it for some reason. But the first question is, how many books are you planning on reading in 2026? To be honest with you, I'm really hoping to read 75. I know that's like pushing it, but most of the time my goal every year is 50. If I read 50, great. But I know I was pushing myself with 75 just because last year the whole year was pretty much a big rain slump year for me, just because of me being a new mom and trying to read as much books as I can. And yeah, but right now my reading goal right now is 50 to 75 books right now. And the next question is a book that you're likely to reread this year. I rarely reread books, but I know that there's one book series that actually I'm rereading the first two books and trying to read the next three books in the series, which is the Percy Jackson series. I've read The Lightning Thief last year, and of course I still love the first book, and I'm going to be rereading Sea of Monsters, which is the second book in this series. I'm trying to reread the first two books of the series and trying to continue on with the series, because I only read the first two books of the series when I was younger, and I regret not reading the rest of the books of the series. And plus I want to honor my brother-in-law who passed away last year, who loved that book's series, and he only saw the first season of the TV show of Percy Jackson and Olympians, and he said it was much more book accurate than the movie. So I am, in a way, like, want to reread that on my own, but I also want to honor my brother-in-law that recently passed away. And but yeah, that's like my only reread that I'm planning currently. And the next question is a priority read on your 2026 TBR. I know I talked about 10 books that I'm planning on reading in 2026. I don't know if I said 2025. It's 2026. But the book that I do want to prioritize, because I feel bad for not reading it last year, which is Story of My Life by Lucy Score. I read Things That We Never Got Over 2 years ago now, and was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I am losing track, but I end up loving it, and I should be starting a new book series, because I know the companion novel that takes place after this is coming out this year. But I do want to give this one a try, because it doesn't help that it involves an author who's trying to get out of writer's block after recently dealing with a breakup, and she ends up having a relationship with a contractor. So I'm just really for it, and it's supposed to be a sunshine, grumpy sunshine trope, and I just want to give it a try. And I know it's a big chunky, and it's a chunky book, but it's over 500 pages. But I know that I've read Things That We Never Got Over really quickly, so hopefully this will be the same case for me. And yeah, this is the only book that I do really want to prioritize this year. So the next question is an author that you won't be reading more books from this year. It's really difficult, because I know that a future video that I want to do again, that I've done 2 times in the past, which is giving authors a second chance, because there were some authors that I liked, or authors that I gave like 3 or lower stars on, and I want to give them another chance, and that's the whole purpose of that video. But I know one author I probably won't read from again might be Holly Black. I know she's a very popular author, but her books and me aren't it doesn't match with my reading tastes, and I know that it's kind of hard when I liked The Cruel Prince from the Folk of Air series, and I didn't have the second book because I couldn't get into it. So, and I've read The Book of Night 2 years ago when I did the last time, and I just couldn't get into it. So that I feel like that's the only author that I can think of that I won't give another chance. But it's just really hard when you want to read a gazillion books, but you don't you're not going to end up reading them all. So yeah, I feel like that's the only author that I know I'm not going to be reading more from. And the next question is something new you want to read, new genres or tropes. I don't think there's anything like new genres or tropes that I'm going to be trying. I'm just going to stick to the ones that I liked, but recently I honestly don't read a lot of sci-fi anymore, and it's kind of unfortunate because I do like sci-fi, but it's just really hard to get into sci-fi recently, and I just really can't get into the genre anymore. So it's like I only have a small amount of sci-fi books on my shelves that I really love, like the Lunar Chronicles, but it's just other sci-fi books, it's very minimum, and I just don't like a lot of sci-fi. My reading taste has changed over the years, so yeah, I don't have a new genre or tropes that I do want to try this year. And the next question is a popular book that you want to read. I know one popular book that I definitely want to read right now is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I tend to read her new release books almost right away, and I feel bad for not getting to that one. I just been in the habit of reading her audiobooks or listening to her books on audiobooks, except for the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I did enjoy that. Whether I read it on audiobook or physically, I might have to try to read Atmosphere physically. But I know another popular book that I probably want to get to, but I'm not going to make any promises because I'm a mood reader, but I do hope to read The Assistant to a Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, because I know it's been very hyped for the past couple of years, and I do want to give this a try, and I think there's a third or fourth book coming out. I can't remember it. I'm lost track, but I do want to give this book a try as well. So yeah, I know, but my main priority right now is Atmosphere. And the next question is most anticipated 2026 book release. I actually don't have one. That's the reason why I didn't release a most anticipated release in 2026 video, just because I've noticed that whenever I do a video like that, I don't tend to read my anticipated release. It's just ever since I became a mom, those books have been less and less priority, and most of the books on my TBR are my priorities, and I don't even know what books are coming out this year that I'm really excited about, but I'm pretty sure there is one, but I just didn't come up with a list this year just because it's really hard to figure out what books I want to get that is published this year, and then I don't end up reading them that same year. So that's kind of been a difficult answer for me because I don't even know what I'm anticipating for. So I don't have an answer to this question for this reason. And the next question is a bookish goal for this year. My goal is try not to put too much pressure on myself, just because last year was kind of rough for me because I became a mom, and it's been really hard trying to balance between spending time with my son and doing some reading. And yes, I've been reading his books like pretty much every day, like at least 3 or 4, if not 10 a day with him, and I've been trying to count that as reading, even though all the books that I've read are mostly less than 50. Like I said, I was trying to count more the books that I've read this year as the ones I counted as reading, but I'm not going to put that on Goodreads because it feels weird to me, because technically I did read more than 25 books, but it's just more of my books that I was hoping to read more than the ones with my son. No offense to him. I mean, he loves when people read books to him. Ever since Kevin and I have been starting to read books to him, especially bedtime, he loves it when people read a picture book to him, and he always wants us to read some of the same ones at least more than 3 times. So yeah, I should count that as reading, even though I'm mostly trying to aim for books that I own as reading. But my goal is to make sure, just to, for my sanity, just count those as reading, even though I'm not going to put on Goodreads, if that makes any sense. Okay, this is a rough question. A book that he's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. This is difficult because I don't tend to pick books that I would never read, just because it's one, it's just too cruel for me to say it. And plus, I want to give every book a chance as possible, and I don't want to pick a book that I'm saying that I'll never read and I end up reading anyway, unless if I've heard bad reviews on a book, that's kind of different. But for right now, I don't have an answer to this question just because it's too mean to answer. Not that, and plus I want to try to prioritize all the books that I want to read. So I don't have an answer to this question. So the next question is a series that you want to read this year. I don't have a specific book series that I want to read this year. I just want to prioritize the sequels I have on my TBR, just because I'm in the middle of like over 20 series, which is crazy to me. That's why I'm trying to catch up on sequels, and it's really hard when I know that there's a book series that I like, and then I end up pulling off reading the next book in like 3 or 4 years, or at least 5, which is driving me nuts, because I know that I do want to continue the Witcher series. I know I want to continue. What's another book series I want to prioritize? So I know that one's another one. It's just really hard when I don't have all the books in the series, and it's kind of hard to collect like the entire series when is either one, the series is still continue on and I have to wait a year after to get the next book, and 2, I just want to prioritize the sequels that I currently have on my TBR. So it's technically I am continuing I'm wanting to read a lot of series, but there's not one particular one that I want to read this year. Okay, so this one is kind of an easy one. Your auto-buy authors going into 2026. I know Elizabeth Lim is one of them because she's releasing Fishbone Cinderella, which is, and I've seen the cover of it, which is beautiful, and I know I have not read her latest couple of books, but I know she's one of my favorite authors. Let's see what other authors that I want to read more from. I know, oh gosh, this is so hard. There's other authors that are technically auto-buys for me, but I don't know what others on top of my head right now other than Elizabeth Lim, but I know that usually, like in the past, Nicholas Sparks is my auto-buy author, but I'm trying to read all his backlist books before I get the ones that I don't have or don't own. So I would say right now Elizabeth Lim is my auto-buy author at the moment. So the next one is a sequel you're anticipating. So like I mentioned earlier, I don't have an anticipated release that I'm anticipating for because I don't want to end up picking something I'm anticipated for, but then I don't end up reading them, or like I end up reading like a small amount of them. So I don't have an answer to this question. Okay, so the next question is bookish things that you're leaving in 2026. And my bookish thing that I'm leaving in 2026 is putting a lot of pressure on myself, because that's what I was trying to do last year after I become a mom, and then I end up, my mental health became out of whack because I want to spend time with my son, but I also want to read, and it was really hard to balance those two out. And it's like the only time that I have more time to read is if he's either in bed and I end up tired at the end of the day and then I don't feel like reading, or I end up reading one chapter of a book, which I shouldn't say like, oh, I'm not reading as much as I want to. Reading one chapter is always good enough for me. It depends on how long I want to stay up at night, especially on the weekends, and 2, and some of the times that I have longer time to read is when my son's at his grandparents' house. So I'm just trying not to put too much pressure on myself with reading this year and just trying to read as much as I can. That's all it should matter. Like if I could read a whole entire manga just to catch up on my reading goals, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's one of the only things that has kept me out of the reading slump is reading mangas half the time. So, and I'm reading more mangas, and more mangas just for that purpose. And not that I don't like mangas, I do like reading mangas. It's just, that's my reading goal for this year is to, if I get in a reading slump, just read a manga, and I try to get more reading done. And plus, I should try to listen to audiobooks while I'm like spending time with my son, but it feels weird because he might either try to take my earbuds out or try to take off my glasses, which he has done. He thinks that I look much better without my glasses. He always takes them off and say like, "Oh, Mama looks better without her glasses," but I need to see. So that's my that's my bookish goal for this year, is to not put pressure on myself, and if I'm in a reading slump, just read a bunch of mangas, and that's what I tend to do anyway. And like, even reading one chapter a day is something that I should be proud of. Like, I'm trying to read as much as I can, but I know reading a manga is definitely a number one thing to help me get out of a reading slump. Even though a lot of reading slumps that I mentioned in the past are like on purpose because life gets busy, but I'm just trying to keep balancing that out and try to read as much as I can. And the last question is what to expect from this account. I would say, as of right now, you would expect that I'll end up taking breaks every now and then, and it's kind of hard to pre-film a bunch of videos when, like, not only I need a break, but sometimes my husband needs a break from our son, and I had to take my turn spending time with him, so there's going to be times that I'm going to have all the videos scheduled and uploaded, but there's some times that I'm like my mental health is more important, I need a break from filming, or I just think spending time with my son is more important. So just expect that I will be posting whatever I can. I'm not going to try to push myself to get a video out just because I want to get a video. It's not like I don't want to film videos or anything like that. It's just family time has been important to me, and if I need to just hold off filming a video just to spend time with my son, I'm going to do that. So that's what you can expect from me. And there are going to be times that I will be posting like community posts on whether I'm going to have a video release or not going to have any video release. I might not. It's kind of hard when, like, especially this week that we've been preparing for my son's birthday and his first birthday, and it's just been very chaotic at the moment. So I am like, and I know it's already been passed by this video goes up, but I'm just want to try it. I'm just going to try as best as I can posting videos, but the videos that I know that will be a must is my TBR videos. So that's my what you expect from this channel anyway, and like I am just going to try the best as I can to get as many videos out as possible, and if I need a break, I will let you guys know. But yeah, that's what to expect from this channel anyway. So that's all for the beginning of the year book tag. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified whenever you see more bookish videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!